Dear Lord, it's 22 minutes in, and I'm on part 7 of this video, and there's 35 minutes left. I don't know how I'm hanging on this long, or if you've clicked through all these, but you're a trooper.
We can therefore reliably rest assured on that front. It might also be noted here that his impolite assertiveness and proclivity not to withdraw in fear or dismay might be a real strength when dealing with dictators, particularly in combination with his openness, which makes him able to think outside the box.
He's so open to dictators that he's willing to alienate all of our allies in service to praising them and enabling them. Fascinating. We're going to say how great his openness is and ignore the practical lived reality of him shitting on allies and making it harder for democracy broadly to thrive or be celebrated for what it's accomplished.
And to bring to the negotiating table the advantage of unpredictability. Furthermore,
that's what we want in the future. Unpredictability. In the precarious nuclear age, let's make sure everyone is on a razor's edge about just what it is Trump will or won't do. Brilliant. Sign Jordan Peterson up for foreign policy.
Trump's time as president was also marked by a not inconsiderable domestic economic record, with the arguably marked exception of debt accumulation.
Arguably marked exception. Added more to the debt than fucking anybody. Historically, just ridiculous amounts of debt, and just arguably marked exception. We're not going to give you the number. We're not going to talk about the overall consequences or how it fits relative to history. I'll earmark that we went into debt. He's single-handedly, also by implication, responsible for the economy, even though we know that is a wicked web of context. And oh, bloody hell. Just the framing over and over again is absolutely nonsense.
At least decent economic performance and peace. The fact of these twin facts has put many of the various concerns I once had about Trump's personality to rest.
The fact of these facts, the circularly reasoned reiteration of the two things I'm considering most important to me and speak to my soul for how I can swallow someone's bullshit. Now I'm at rest. I'm at peace.
As has my now more sophisticated appreciation for his particularized and unique combination of traits. The events that have surrounded him as of late have done even more in that regard. Why? Well, the Republican candidate has now attracted a truly remarkable, surprising, and stellar group of compatriots around him, all highly accomplished and formidable figures, each with their own marked eccentricities.
It's not enough that everybody that was initially attracted to Trump has run away, and now we're on round 27 of who is the craziest, most shit-eating, self-aggrandizing grifter that feels like they've figured out how to play Trump next. Let's call them eccentric, but also great, grand, and wonderful, because it's not just about him, after all. He's getting the best and brightest, of course.
This is also not something that is likely to occur when someone pathologically narcissistic is running the show.
That's just seems like another lie. Like, people don't follow pathological narcissists all the time.
That group includes Elon Musk, Tony Stark, genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, Robert F.
Just take those descriptors in. There's not a lot I don't need to react to every one of these. Just take these descriptors in.
F. Kennedy, charismatic, eccentric, and intimidating. Tulsi Gabbard, who is in truth everything that Kamala Harris plays at being. Vivek Ramaswamy.
She's everything Kamala plays at. Everything.
Smart, self-promoting, creative, witty, articulate, young, entrepreneurial, and fast on his feet.
Like every one of those things is equal to the next or indicative of character.
As well as JD Vance, the hillbilly who pulled himself out of the Appalachians by his bootstraps.
I encourage anybody who thinks by the bootstraps bullshit, especially with regard to JD Vance, go look at his actual history. Peterson has just swallowed hook, line, and sinker the propaganda and the mythos he's created around his own story. The If Books Could Kill guys went over Hillbilly Elegy and dig into all that. This is just bad research. This is, again, because there's not real research and evidence that goes into apologetics. It's just give these fawning praise comments about the team.
And who would, in sane times, be a veritable poster boy for the hypothetically support the poor and working class left. I have been
Yeah, most people that come out of Harvard and Yale and get backed by billionaires so that they can come up and disrupt our political system are champions of the working poor.
Joking to myself and some others in my circle that the X-Men have now arrived in reality to rescue the Republic.
The X-Men, famous for being self-aggrandizing, rich, entitled, not a direct analogy for civil rights, and the crazy, oppressive, judgmental, dictatorial spaces about how to live their lives being a reaction. No. These are the X-Men.
This is a transformation that has not yet been fully noted, even by the Trump campaign itself, despite its truly and surreally revolutionary nature. First and foremost among these new supporters and colleagues of the former president is Elon Musk. He truly is, and so comically, an X-Man, as is starkly evidenced by the new name of the controversial social media platform he now owns.
Elon Musk is a fictional character of a mutant team because he shoehorned in the letter X to try to rebrand Twitter and has been so effective that we all still call it Twitter. And what's the argument here? That he's a comic book character? Okay.
And was once known as Twitter. He has been struggling to build X, the everything platform, for decades with that particular moniker in his mind the whole time.
And somehow, when he finally gets to officially apply it in a big way, we still call it Twitter. And he can't really achieve his X-Man dreams.
The X-Men, like the Avengers, was a group of misfit mutants who came together to save the normies from the various monsters of the world.
So he's just not even really read the comics. Okay.
It is frequently the case that life imitates art, and there were perhaps real reasons stirring in the collective unconscious of the West, inclining us to look toward the eccentric and supernormal for our salvation.
Yes, because it's only in the modern era that we've looked to the supernormal or supernatural to explain things. That's just a fucking 15 minutes ago is when we decided to appeal to magical fantasy men or characters and heroes to make sense of it all.
Fiction meets reality in the strangest of ways. In any case, Trump is now playing Charles Xavier to a strange group of mutants. Or if the similar metaphor of the Avengers is more attractive conceptually, Captain America to the gods and superheroes. Let us...
What? I can't even parse that. I don't know what that means. If this comic book metaphor isn't enough, let me take another comic book metaphor, but I also don't think I understand the basics of either of those comics. Uh, I'm glad I found a space to laugh.
Let's assess this group of remarkable people psychologically, one by one. I am, in fact, in a better position to do just that with them than I was in the case of Trump.
Okay, great. So we'll talk about all that in part 8 because now we're going to take a handful of hours he's had interviewing them as better than the already just brilliant analysis he's offered us about Trump. So buckle up.